Yes, hi there. This is Victor Pra speaking to you. I just thought I'd go out into the woods and reacquaint myself with nature. And I just have one concern, though. I think this might be the location where they shot the movie Deliverance, but I'll cross my fingers and hope for the best. Well, anyway, today I wanted to talk about a few things political shock, huh? But dig more into the ethics of things. Okay, now, as it's been well established, I am a volunteerist or an anarchist. Ooh, boy, that's the negative connotations that emanates from that word. Have you all worried that I'm going to be breaking into buildings and setting them afire and crashing garbage cans through windows and things like that? But actually, no, that's not the case at all. So, if anybody who's familiar with actual philosophical anarchism, or volunteerism, if that has a softer ring to it, for those people who are easily intimidated by philosophical concepts, volunteerism, you all well know that, if you're familiar with this at all, that the philosophical anarchist, his entire approach to his personal life and to the body politic is the embrace of the non-aggression principle. The non-aggression principle is basically, in a nutshell, without putting too academic spin on it and just speak down to earth language, since I am among the earth and nature, is it's wrong to initiate force against individuals. Okay, it's wrong to rape, it's wrong to murder, it's wrong to steal. This is aggression. Now the key word here is the initiation of force against individuals. This is what the non-aggression principle is. Actual aggression, okay? Not victimless crimes. If there's no victim, there's no crime. Might not be ethical, but it doesn't violate the non-aggression principle if there's no victim. So now this is something that the anarchists is kind of like made fun of. It's, oh, well, that's cute, eh? The non-aggression principle. Yeah, well, that's your cute little artsy-fartsy, eccentric way of going about things, and that's a cute little phrase that you like to use, and it's jeered at and mocked and things like that. But the fact of the matter is that most people live by the non-aggression principle. The vast majority of people do, in fact. When you want to apply for a job, you don't hold a gun at the temple of some person and go from person to person stealing things and ripping them off, and that's how you maintain your own existence, or like I say, hold a gun at a person's head and give me this job. No, you polish off your resume, you train yourself, you get the acquired skills, you go in and display your wares and display your gift for gab, and you charm, and whatever it takes to get the job, and then once you get the job, you have to prove yourself that you're able to do the job. It's all a matter of actually offering value for value. It's all a matter of mutual cooperation and for mutual benefit. So basically, in a nutshell, that's what the non-aggression principle is about. So, and that's how we live our lives. We all accept the ethic. Ooh, how about that, eh? You live by the anarchist canon of non-aggression, but you just make fun of the non-aggression principle all the same. How about that? So, live by some other code, then see how far it gets you. But anyway, now there are. Now, basically, the non-aggression principle is not some cute, eccentric, airy-fairy optional thing. Okay, it's something that we all live our lives by. It's the foundation of having any type of practicing any kind of ethics that you want. And there are some preferential subjective ethics. Maybe you're a vegetarian, other people aren't. Maybe you want to wait for marriage before you do the horizontal dance, the boogie woogie, the let's get it on. Marvin Gaye, that's up to you. Personally, it's not for me. It hasn't been for me for a long time, I'm thankful to say, and that's my option. That's my choice. Okay, there are ethics that are preferential and optional. Maybe you believe in God. That kudos for you. Whatever. It's I don't. Okay, so to have a free society where, left uncoerced, you can do all of these things. You can believe in God. You can make love before marriage. You can be a vegetarian, or whatever. They're all optional. But the The non-aggression principle lays down the very foundation from which all these people can exercise what they want to do with their lives, so long as they do not interfere with other people in an aggressive manner. It's funny how a lot of people make fun of the anarchists. You know, they say, well, you know, the non-aggression principle. Hey, well, you can't force that on other people. And, you know, that's your ethic, and force it on other people. Oh, I get it, right. It's something that the non-aggression principle is something that can be forced on somebody without without snapping in half, without contradicting yourself, you know. And you know, and you can't force it on other people. Oh, so forcing people is a bad thing then, eh? So you get how all-encompassing the non-aggression principle is. But hey, for a lot of people who've been dipped into the vat of media and 15,000 hours of public schooling indoctrination, I guess can't just get themselves out of this gooey matrix haze of seeing these type of clarifications, you know. But that's one thing that I don't envy about them. These people who are just completely steeped into media, delusion, and just dancing on the puppet strings of what the intelligentsia, the collectivist intelligentsia, are seeping into their ears, like poison in Hamlet's ear. It's sad. I look at these people who are just refuse to grab the lapels of these issues and look them straight in the face, to be honest with themselves, to think critically, to stand up and to look behind the curtain, to see the grand wizard is not a grand wizard at all. It's just a weasel little shyster. Okay, so, but once again, hey, in a free society, you can delude yourself all you want. But we don't live in a free society. We live in a society that prints money. We live in a society that lives by deficit spending, that's putting a mortgage on the lives of human beings, that is being regulated up the ass. It has all types of taxes imposed, all types of coercive measures, the throwing into prisons of non-crimes. It's not a free society. So basically, if we're going to have a prosperous, advanced, free society, we have to embrace the non-aggression principle. And politics and taxation, the whole mantra, it violates it right in half. Everything that you do in your private life, that you live cooperatively, you trade with others, you have intimate relationships, you don't aggress against people, you don't rape them, you don't steal them, and things like that. But when it comes, and we all understand the kindergarten ethic that it's wrong to do those things. But when it comes to politics, man, people turn into fucking savages. You know, they're voting to in the hopes of shifting the gun away from them and over to their neighbors, and they vote for. Or they vote out of fear for a panic, emotional panic of a fear of increased predations. In that case, voting, as I said, becomes begging, to use the Molyneux phrase. And that's just where people turn into savages. So it reminds me of another, video that Stefan did, that the government turns everybody into a fucking asshole. So, and it's kind of true, like we become savages in the realm of politics, but we're pretty decent people in our personal, private lives. Okay, so, but that's all I wanted to say, was just to hammer the point home when it comes to the non-aggression principle. It's not an optional ethic. It is core. It is fundamental. It is the base from which any rational ethic is to be laid down, or preferential subjective ethic, let alone objective, verifiable, rational ethics. Whatever kind of ethics. There is no ethics when you don't have the non-aggression principle as your core foundation. Okay. It's not open to dispute. It's not something that's open to dispute. Okay, you can't argue it. Okay, taxation is theft, government is coercion. Okay, it's institutionalized violence. It violates the non-aggression principle, the very principle that you embrace. So just as Ayn Rand said, morality ends where a gun begins, and that's very true. So that's all I wanted to say. Pop goes the culture. Thanks for listening.